566-4314. 317-566-4314. And use the promo code Raw Mind. Again, the promo code Raw Mind. Now, Mr. Atkins, this is where I'm going at since you brought that up. And I was sitting there thinking about it because you hit me in the head. And like, this is a raw episode, people. So he ended up talking right then about the coaches. Some people blame the coaches. This is what I'm about to go at. Like, it's kind of it's interesting because a lot of people did try to say, I heard a lot of same thing like blaming Coach Rings or whatever. I know we didn't want to say the names, this and third. But to me, man, when it comes to coaching, it's about your philosophy. You may have good players, they probably could play, but maybe they don't fit your particular philosophy as a coach. Coaching summer, AAU, stuff like that, and we were successful. I had to rechange my whole philosophy from what I really learned to kind of cater to what they had to hide the strengths and the weaknesses because I wanted to win. Yeah, I know you want to develop, but you try to develop them, in my mind, off the court, not in game-like situations. You can teach them moments and try to develop them, but just know, like, hey, we're going to work on this after this game. This is what you need to work on, just in case the situation may come up. It may not, so we won't have to go through this saga again. So when it comes to, I seen Rings has a pretty successful team. Then I know I saw Coach Bryant, and I saw Coach Jenkins, pretty successful guys. But I guess everything was different because we always get the old school guys joking like, y'all can win this, y'all can win that. I'm not blaming coach, I'm not blaming anyone, but I'm just saying everything is different. So when Reams was coaching, when people look at it logically, they're saying Reams went to the playoffs so many years over and over and over. Some people can say he just had good talent, or some people may joke and say, well, y'all want talent is that. We're not even looking like every coach has a different philosophy and not bad mouth any coach because it's not about bad mouth. Everybody has a different way. So just because you don't see these two coaches take these teams to where you wanted to be or where you wanted them to be or where you thought they could be, doesn't mean that neither team was, that the teams that didn't make it wasn't good or saying the coach didn't coach. Well, because people look at it like, well, we did this and we did that. Everybody has a different coach. Everything is different. Every system is different. You can't, I don't think the coach will say we were just sorry, we just want to look good. I don't think that's the situation either, but I just hate the concept where people try to blame the coaches or try to blame players. And yeah, you may think in your mind they're talented, but it also comes and predicates to what system you want to run and what you want to do. Sometimes it could be players. Sometimes it could be systems. I don't know. But I know when I see Reams gets all these success that he did this and did that, people say he didn't coach. But then I also look at the years that we were playing, like we didn't get to the level or get that far in the playoffs or anywhere near that when we was playing. So I'm like, I'm not going to blame either one because everybody has a different way of looking at it. So it's not me blaming that person or this person or blaming the team, but I just don't like the concept of how, and I know it comes and goes, and we will always be at the gym. Some people like, man, y'all with this. And they'll give you the little joke like, you were sorry, man. We made the playoffs with this. We made playoffs with that, and they don't never look at like the era and also what situation everybody's put in. Like with my senior year, I'm thinking like we had a lot of talent. And we had a lot of guys who really score. So as a coach, it's a lot of balance trying to play a lot of guys who can score at the same level. You got guys like Jante Sherrod or Tion Belcher or D.D. Vines. You got guys like an athlete like Sean Drone that's playing. You got to figure out how you're going to put those pieces. I ain't include myself that those guys were amazing. So I ain't even going to front. They were very good. But, you got to figure out how you're going to get these guys in to do it. And I know when people look at it, like, these guys are bona fide scorers. Like, how you can't win with this, no matter who coaching? Like, you got D.D., Trey, and Jante. How you not be that far in the playoffs? You guys should be unstoppable. But I understand you got other players at other schools who have other talents in the same time frame. So a lot of people may blame the coach, a lot of people blame the players. But I'm gonna let you kind of chime in on what your thought is. If that was
okay. Now, don't get me wrong. When I said don't blame the coach, I don't blame the coach for some of the seasons. I'm talking about a game like that particular game, one particular game, two particular games, something like that.
Okay.
That's what I was talking about. But when you have a talented teams, something is not right somewhere. And it happened whether you're in college, high school, college, or pro. You think about the pro level, Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, Gary Payton could not win a championship.
You said Shaq? You talking about Shaq? You said Shaq or you didn't say Shaq?
Huh?
You said Shaq? I must have misheard you.
Well, yeah, Shaq was Shaq on that team? Was Shaq on that team too?
I'll say that again. Oh, the Lakers team that year when they played against the Detroit Pistons. That's
Yeah,
correct. That's
yeah.
right. Also, I think he just said he never won a championship, but no, you talking about a particular
Oh
team.
yeah,
Oh,
they
gotcha.
that man, that was a great group of talent,
Yeah, yeah.
a great group of talented players. I mean, on paper, they should have won the championship, but they couldn't gel together to win that championship for some reason or another. So
Gotcha.
you have that type of champion. When you have that, you have to, the coaches have to be the person to gel those players together. And if they can't gel them together, then it's on that coach at that particular time because you got the individual talent. And if you look at Houston, and I'm sorry, you look at the Nets right now, they found a way to gel those three
Yeah.
ball hogs, you could say that, together. You
Right.
know, Durant's not a ball hog, you could say, but he still shoots a lot of shots, and they are contenders. So it's tough, and especially in high school. And I want to say this about high school: you get who you get. You don't go and recruit.
Right.
So what you have to do, that system you coached last year, it's not going to work this year. You run up and down the court. What all these young people love to do is not going to work if you don't have any ball handlers.
Right.
That's what I've seen with a lot of high school uh, situations, a lot of high school teams.
Mm.
They try to play that fast paced game, and it doesn't work because when you don't have a ball handler and you don't have shooters. Now, that 3 point, I'm going to say this too, that 3 point line has ruined a lot of teams. A lot of teams. Everybody wants to shoot the three. But I wonder why the coaches allow certain people to shoot.
That is
Hey,
crazy.
I'm thinking if I'm a coach and if a guy is shooting 15% from the 3 point line, he should never ever attempt the 3 point unless it's in practice.
But I get it, man, because like I get what you're saying from a coach's perspective. Like every season, every year is different, and that's what people hate to say it or not. That's the thing I actually can commend. Um, and even if you're not a Duke fan, but tell the truth, what Coach K does. Like Coach K has a different system area. It's not the same system. Like Roy Williams runs that transitional system year in, year out, the same system. Whatever player Coach K gets, that's why I do commend him on whether people like it or not. He does change his system up to kind of fit in with the players. He may have an up and down season where he run the gun. He may have a season where he may just do certain things. Then he may have a season where he might have a team that's really good on defense to kind of get turned over. So he has changed his system up. Now that's what I also be saying too. Sometimes you're right when it comes to coaching. Like you saying, some years teams may have a good team and they think that they can still do the same stuff because they run the system. So it does come a point, you know, to level as what people say now, level up in coaching. Sometimes a coach, it's okay to change your philosophy how you think about it with certain teams and certain units. Like I think a lot of coaches nowadays in time are stubborn to their system, and they stick to it no matter what. And then that's when it comes to the point where you, like you were saying right then, they may say, well, he can't run the system, he can't play. But the thing is, I don't think coaches understand is that, and it's not bad mouth of coaches that at the end of the day, you may have a system. But if you're still in the same saga that you were last year, or if you ain't no state title contender year in, year out, I feel like it's okay sometimes to change your system. If you're still doing the same thing year in, year out, and you trying to
That's right.
blame the players, or you trying to blame
Yeah.
somebody else, or even mad at fans because they talking, because logically what fans are saying is, and right, every fan can't coach. We know that. Every fan is not a good coach. But what they're seeing is what they see. They see what
Yeah.
they see. And it's not
Yeah.
blinded. So if you run the same system and you're not going further in the playoffs, if you're not getting to the state championship, we can't keep blaming the concept of talent and players. Sometimes it's okay to change your system because trust me, if you sit in the same boat every single year, went first round out, or you still trying to compete in the conference and you still run the same system, then apparently that's where coaches evolve at. It's okay to learn more of the game and also coach a different way of the game. Every year is different. And I know that for myself because I knew sometimes what little stuff was happening, I had to change. But I ain't on nobody's. I mean, and we know we have a system now in high school where like we live here. Like prep school may be a little different. Different states a little bit different. But you have to like work in the school system to be a head coach. It's a lot of coaches who probably do want to coach. And it's not taken away from any coach on the high school level, but it's a structured thing of a level like where you got to work for the school to be here. Like some of these
Yeah.
coaches get hired, some of these coaches in college may get hired, but may not work at the school, but they're hired based on what they can do. I know in the state of New York, I rested so Dennis DeLoach Jr. always told me, he was like, man, they never had the person that worked at the school was the coach. It was a coach, could you win? Give me your strategy, what it is. We hire you from that level, not because you in the school system, but we try to work with what you can win with because, but then again, this is North Carolina, it's Tarboro or the 252 area, it does work a little different because prep schools, you can go recruit. Academies, you can go recruit. But you know, when you're in the public school system, it's wherever you live at and where you're at. So my thing is, if you keep running the same thing to me in my mind, and I might be wrong, and it ain't working, and you still in the same boat, you ain't got a state title, you ain't got state titles on your plate on your resume. It does come a time where it's okay to change. I'm not saying that you got to change everything, but it comes a time where you got to say, this may be that. Maybe I need to do this. Maybe I need to do that. I ain't saying being lenient on players and not being a great mentor or role model, but I'm just saying the philosophy, the strategy on how you win is what it is. But you go ahead and them as X. I ain't gonna
Mhm.
talk so long.
Yeah, and see that's the difference between high school, college, and pros. When a college and a pro, um, what you call these? They're the head people above the coaches, athletic directors, and
Mm-hmm.
chancellor and all those for the college, and the owner for the pro. When they see those system is not working,
You going out the door quick.
happen right.
You getting fired.
They get rid of the whole system. They're not going to keep right on allowing you to play that system. That system not working, so we're gonna bring in
Right.
a new coach. So he gonna bring in a brand new system. Well, in high
Right.
school, it doesn't work that way. You just and unfortunately for the high school, one reason it doesn't work that way. Well, one thing about the high school, one reason why the system doesn't work for every team that you coach because you repeatedly getting different players.
Right.
You don't know what you're gonna get next year. Now, if you got a superstar that maybe in his sophomore year, you could build around him or her, and put pieces around him to fit your system. But if you